It's all right. You're just not used to moving your muscle yet. Well done. My name is Tian, and you, my dear child, is Shi Yixiang. Now let me take you to your room. I know you don't understand me. I'll teach you all the words soon, but for now, I still like to tell you about the dreamers. Long ago, on a planet not unlike this one, lived a dreamer. He looked upon the stars and dreamed of one day reaching them. He wondered what it was like up there. Could they walk on it like they walked on the ground? What wonders are there beyond the sky? What sort of people? He was born too soon to explore the stars, so he did the next best thing. He created stories about them. The stars were the lights of distant fires, impossibly bright and so far away. They were made by the sky people, tall with wings like birds. They lived in stone caves that they could reshape at will. They didn't need to eat. The lights of the stars were enough to nourish them. Night after night, he added more and more details. During the day, the dreamer told the others of his story of the sky people. The others usually ignored him. They were already thinking about the hunt, about the inevitable hunger if they find no prey. The children were his usual audience, but even they ignored him as they got older, except for one. This young one stayed and listened to every one of his stories. During the night, she watched the stars with him. Like the dreamer, she found herself enchanted by the infinite stars above. The years passed by, and eventually so did the dreamer. But his dream continued still. The young one, not so young anymore, carried it forward. Every night, the young one would stand outside, watching the stars. Every day, she would tell the story of the stars to anyone who would listen. And so, the dream of the stars endured through the generations. Thousands of years passed. The dreamer's people were now spread all over the world. His dream of the stars lived still, in the faiths that worshipped the gods above. In the fictional stories they told each other, imagining what it would be like to explore the cosmos. And in the few who were spurred to build machines to reach the sky. But to reach the stars was not an easy task, harder still as the world was ravaged by disasters, by war. Countless times the dreamers had to stop their work to fight for their collective survival. Many times it seemed like the world was going to end. But even in the darkest hour, there was always one dreamer who looked up and dreamed still of the stars. When they finally reached space, it was with a crude little rocket, capable of nothing more than to escape the gravitational pull of their planet. More rockets followed, each one increasing in complexity and range. The stars that had seemed so far away were now a little bit closer. One by one, the moons and planets became new homes to the dreamers, but they were still not satiated, for they had only tamed one star among billions. What wonders are in those distant stars? What people? So the dreamers dreamed still. First to go was the slow ships that could only accelerate to a fraction of the speed of light. It took decades and sometimes centuries to reach the distant stars. They were too slow. If the dreamers were to explore the entire galaxy, they needed something better. So the dreamers dreamed further. 300 years since the first rocket was launched, the dreamers built Light Breaker, so named for its ability to do the impossible, breaking the light barrier. With them, the dreamers explored the local star cluster, the Orion Arm, and eventually the entire galaxy. It had been 100,000 years since the first dreamer and his dream finally became reality. All the stars were now theirs. But now, the dreamers faced a conundrum. Was this the extent of their dream? Were they now supposed to retire, to enjoy the never-ending golden age? Most did, deeming their work was now done. Some, however, turned their gaze toward the distant galaxy and dreamed still. And so, here you are. You will never meet them, nor will your immediate descendants. But still, you came from them. You are the latest in a long line of dreamers. You are their greatest and final legacy. Welcome to your new home. You are the first, but you will not be the last. Soon, your brother and sister will join you, all 99 of them. You will grow and you will expand. Your descendants will fill out this world, and eventually, they will reach for the stars.